Welcome to Mr. Wizard's Workshop, episode 49. This week's episode is The Power of Sleep. Quote from Shakespeare: "Sleep, the chief nourisher in life's feast." So this is a back to basics episode, primarily inspired by one of my coaching clients who had an attitude of, "I'll sleep when I die." I mean, he's a hardworking, hard-charging guy. He didn't have as good a handle on the positive benefits of getting enough sleep and the significantly negative benefits of not getting enough. Well, the health benefits of getting enough quality sleep and the devastating effects of sleep deprivation are actually so profound that sleeping better should become an urgent priority for you. So most of this content for this episode came from the Tony Robbins book, Life Force. Excellent book. I mean, there's lots of chapters on many different subjects, but there's one chapter specifically on sleep. And the primary source for that content was the research of Dr. Matthew Walker, who also joined the Life Force task force, contributed significantly to their chapter on sleep. He also wrote this excellent book, Why We Sleep, Unlocking the Power of Sleep and Dreams. So I'd say he's probably the father of sleep research, at least in the U.S. Back to my client. Like many people, he had the tendency to, almost unconsciously, but to regard sleep as sort of shameful. You associate people who are getting enough sleep as being slothful or lazy. Whereas, when a baby who sleeps whatever, 18, 20 hours a day, nobody says, "Oh, what a lazy baby," because they recognize that there's a tremendous biological need for the baby to sleep that much. But for some reason, when we become adults, that all goes away. And there's kind of the other side of it is doing without sleep, cutting back on your sleep indicates that you're busy and important. So I got his attention by sharing this research fact with him, which is men who sleep 5 hours a night have significantly smaller testicles than those who sleep 7 hours or more. He said, "Dude, you're making that up, aren't you?" I said, "Nope, it's just a fact." So more startling statistics. In the spring, when we lose an hour to daylight savings time, it's a measly hour, there's a 24% increase in heart attacks and a similar surge in traffic accidents. And in the fall, when we gain that hour back, there's a 21% reduction in heart attacks. That's pretty startling. In 1942, the average American slept 7.9 hours a night. That number is now plunged to 6.9 hours a night. There are very similar statistics for Europe and Japan. And actually, the sleep deprivation in Japan is even worse than in the U.S., at least a little bit worse. So when adults routinely start to get less than 8 hours of sleep, their risk for serious medical conditions increases significantly. Once you get below 7 hours, your brain stops being able to perform in a cognitively optimal manner. Even small amounts of sleep debt have significant impact on strength, cardiovascular capacity, overall energy levels, and obviously goes without saying, productivity. So a quote from Dr. Walker, "Routinely sleeping less than 6 or 7 hours a night demolishes your immune system." So in his book, he makes the point that on the surface, sleep would appear to be the most foolish of biological phenomena. You're not hunting, you're not eating, you're not mating, and you're very vulnerable to attack, which from an evolutionary point of view means that it can only have persisted because it provides tremendous benefits which far outweigh all of the obvious hazards and detriments. I've listed 4 of them. If you dive into the book or the action item I'm going to give you at the end, I'm going to point you to even more information from Dr. Walker, but there's a whole raft of physiological and psychological benefits, specific mechanisms that are taking place during sleep that research has only really recently gotten down to. But 4 of them are: during deep sleep at night, your memory systems undergo a radical change. So you need sleep to prepare the deck for learning the next day. You also need sleep after learning, then take all these freshly minted memories in your brain and cement, solidify, and organize them into the neural architecture of the brain. Sleep also provides a form of emotional first aid. It takes the edge off of difficult, painful experiences that you had during the day. It gives your unconscious ability to process. And beta amyloids and other substances accumulate during the day, and pretty conclusively, they're still doing research, but it's pretty clear that they have a contributory factor to dementia. They are flushed away at night during sleep. So there is no major physiological system of the body our major operation of the brain that isn't significantly and wonderfully enhanced by sleep when we get it, are demonstrably impaired when we don't get enough. Short sleep is a direct predictor of all-cause mortality, heart attack, diabetes, everything. And this quote from Dr. Walker kind of sums it up. Again, it tied directly to the research that he and other people have done. The shorter your sleep, the shorter your life. So action item for this week is either order the book or watch this 50-minute video interview. I mean, it's going to go faster and some people process better the video. So it's a 50-minute investment of your time, but this is there's like half a dozen or more interviews of him out there, and he's got some that he posts himself. But I think this is a good balance between some of the really short ones, and there's a couple like 3 or 4 hours out there, and he covers a lot of the key points. So again, actually for this week, watch this video, The Secrets of Good Sleep, and I will post the link to that video in the description of the recording for this week's workshop video. And as a reminder, next week's workshop, I'm going to drill down and give you some excellent specific tips on how to improve both the quality and quantity of your sleep. I mean, I started getting into this a few years ago and trying to really ramp up. And then I made one more pass recently, based on this book and some of the things that Dr. Walker had to say. So I've got a really good list of specific things that can help you improve your sleep, some of which I think might surprise you a little bit. A question for you: are you an entrepreneur who's highly motivated to improve your productivity, but you still struggle with procrastination or regularly find yourself neglecting your highest priority tasks? Then schedule a free 30-minute quick start to time blocking working session with me, and I'll show you how to beat procrastination and get your shit done. This is the link, but I'll also post it in the description of this video. So I'm a master of time blocking, and I can help you master it also. But I have a very limited number of time blocks available in my calendar, so grab a slot while you can. Thanks for watching this video recording from my live weekly workshop. Every Sunday, I feature instantly actionable steps you can take to overcome procrastination, increase your productivity, and get your shit done. Followed up by Q&A and discussion with the live participants. I really hope you found this video useful and you feel like watching it was time well spent. Please post any questions or comments you have. I always answer posts. I'd appreciate it very much if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel. And if you know anyone that would enjoy and benefit from this particular episode, please send them the link. Stay productive, my friends.